in respect to multi-purpose regulations that we've drafted. It captures the events, planners and managers, what they are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do, the facilities that they're going to use, the minimum standards and then specific standards, and also the grading that goes with it. So after drafting the regulations with the Attorney General's office, it's important that we get the stakeholders involved for them to also input into what we have drafted. And that's the essence of this meeting, to solicit their input into whatever regulations that we've done. And then from there, it goes back to the Attorney General's office, and then it goes back to Parliament. This is a very critical point of it, because you're designing or you are coming to regulation for them to use the facilities. So the users should also input to whatever they are going to be regulated on. And getting their input also help to enrich what we've done, so that at the end of the day, the target is the tourists. The tourists also have the maximum experience that they deserve to have. So they've raised certain issues that are outside the mandate of GT. They've raised the issue of sustainability, environmental challenges, and then even whether we should look at certain categories for events for children and so on and so forth. These are things that are very, very, very key. Sustainability is very, very key. So we've asked that we're going to go back again and then study them. But some of them falls under the purview of regulation bodies or agencies outside GTA. And as the Attorney General representative rightly said, this is not a law in isolation. It is related to the Constitution. And within the Constitution, there are bodies that have been established to also oversee to the implementation of those things that they've raised. For instance, EPA is supposed to look at environmental issues. Data protection are also supposed to look at data and how they should be protected. So these bodies, we work closely with them. So we're going to see how best we can incorporate it within that framework without challenging or creating any bad experience for the tourists that are going to use them.
Has been successful so far. We've been able to capture key stakeholders in the industry we are targeting, and it's our hope that their inputs will help bring out a very quality and good document at the end of it all for these regulations to be passed. Well, some of the key issues has got to do with the minimum requirements, mandatory requirements, and then the specific specific requirements for each of the categories that we dealt with in terms of the multi-purpose establishments, and then the providers and services for events management personnel. This is in line with our Tourism Act, which is Act 817. And we are not doing this in isolation, but then we are also seeking the audience of the general public. I mean, they end up being the end users of this multi-purpose establishment. So whatever input and feedback we get will be very grateful to us as an authority.